Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
A TV phenomenon has died. We'll take a look at the life of Chuck Barris later in the show. And in Athens, road closures could delay your morning commute tomorrow. Good evening. I'm Chelsea Sick. Thanks for joining us. The city of Athens announced that East State Street eastbound will be merged to one lane of traffic due to a sewer sanitary line being installed. The closures will be under effect today and tomorrow during the hours of 8 in the morning through 4 in the afternoon. Motorists are asked to avoid the area. Reports of 3 sexual assaults in Athens in just 2 days. A juvenile reported to Athens police that a male she knew sexually assaulted her on the south side of Athens on Sunday night. This morning, police released a second report on 2 more incidents. Overnight, 2 females reported they were victims of sexual assault on the city's north end. The assaults reportedly happened sometime between last November and February. The police report indicates they know who the suspect is. A state audit says Scioto County officials working for a halfway house illegally spent thousands of taxpayer dollars on alcohol, hotels, travel costs, and a strip club. The audit released yesterday says former Deputy Director Josh Saunders and Executive Director Charles Philibon improperly spent more than $18,000 combined. The audit also says employees of Star Community Justice Center forged receipts for personal and unauthorized purchases. Aside from the audit, Scioto County Assistant Prosecutor Pat Appel said the Bureau of Criminal Investigation is conducting an investigation as well.
We'll sit down with them within the next couple of weeks and go through that investigation, see what their view of it is, and see whether there's been any criminal activity, and if there's been criminal activity, does it warrant a criminal prosecution, and if it warrants a criminal prosecution, at what level.
Appel added that if the employees spent money improperly, they will have to pay it back.
From the Newswatch Weather Center, I'm forecaster Ethan Emery. And today was a pretty nice day with that sunshine outside, but it was pretty chilly too. Take a look at this photo I got sent in to me from our own Adriana Davies. It's a photo of Luna, the Shiba Inu, which is kind of what, it's a dog. You kind of probably recognize it as the Doge if you've ever seen those memes before. But anyway, if you have any photos, please send them in to me. You can tweet them at me at Ethan Emery WX. You can Facebook or tweet at WUB, and make sure you do include the location and the source of the photo. And temperatures right now across the region are mostly in the upper 30s. We have 36 degrees here in Athens, 39 in Columbus, a little warmer spot, 42 down in Ironton, and then 38 degrees over in Marietta. Now overnight tonight, temperatures will be falling down rather rapidly as we do have clear skies overnight tonight. We have 31 at 8 p.m., by midnight 23, and then by 4 a.m. I have mostly clear skies and a temperature down to 19 degrees.
Ohioans looking to start a medical marijuana business are urging regulators to add a residency requirement to cultivators. The Ohio Department of Commerce plans to award 12 large grow licenses and 12 small grow licenses. Currently, the rules do not require growers to be Ohio residents. The licenses will be granted based on a company's business plan, security measures, and experience. State lawmakers are reviewing the rules and have to decide by May 6th. Ohio suppliers are cutting the drug with deadly carfentanil. The drug is cheaper than heroin and brings in more profit because it's extremely potent. In fact, it is 5,000 times more potent than heroin. But now a Franklin County toxicologist says he's developed a test that can detect even small amounts of carfentanil. This new test will allow authorities to determine if the drug is the underlying cause of the overdose deaths. A new program in Ohio will help the families hurt by a parent's addiction to painkillers and heroin. Ohio Attorney Mike DeWine announced the $3.6 million program. The program will aid children abused or neglected due to parental drug use in 14 southern Ohio counties. The parents of children referred to the program will also receive drug treatment. A military ethics program at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland is the first of its kind in the country. Cleveland.com reports the Master of Arts in Military Ethics program will prepare students for careers in military ethics law, foreign affairs, and veteran affairs. The focus will be on advancing military technologies. The degree can be finished in just 1 year. The program will debut this fall. An 18-year-old man is facing charges of inducing panic and aggravated menacing on the campus of Columbus State Community College earlier this month. DeAndre McLaren was arrested in a Columbus suburb after reports of him having a gun on campus on March 8th. He is also indicted on weapons counts. No gunshots were reported, but the college closed for the day. McLaren was not a student at Columbus State Community College. His arraignment is scheduled for April 7th. Yesterday, we told you about the new electronics ban on the large devices inside the cabin of certain international flights. This ban is on flights from 10 airports in 8 majority Muslim countries. However, it only applies to inbound flights coming to the United States. While those countries are a long way from the U.S., the new rule will definitely affect both students and faculty here at Ohio University. WOUB's Joseph Payton has the story.
What if you're on a business trip and have important work to complete while aboard your flight? For people coming from the 10 Middle Eastern airports affected by this electronics ban, getting that work done will now be a challenge.
As I look around the plane, I see so many people with spreadsheets and business people, a lot of sales people, it looks like, doing various accounts on their laptops.
The new rule bans all electronic devices larger than a cell phone from being taken on board as a carry-on item. This means that tablets and laptops such as this one will have to be stowed away in luggage. This is a problem for many faculty and staff members at Ohio University, as some frequently travel to and from the countries affected.
I actually happen to travel quite a bit to the Middle East, sometimes up to 3 or 4 times a year. I research and teach on the modern Middle East. And so I'm back and forth between the United States and the Middle East quite a bit.
And for Abu Rish, long flights mean an opportunity to get work done.
They're long trips, and I try to get as much work done as possible.
But the interruption of business work on the flights is not the only thing concerning to OU staff.
But I see it also as another layer of discrimination against Muslim populations.
Officials have said that the new regulation is to improve safety on flights, but some just aren't buying it.
It's very difficult to take seriously that this is based on security concerns, especially given the countries that have been involved.
It is estimated that 50 flights to the U.S. will be affected by this rule every day.
This current regulation is supposed to be temporary, although officials have not said how long it will last or if other airports will be added to the ones who are currently affected. To see how this regulation affects OU students traveling abroad, visit woub.org. President Trump's personal communications could have been picked up after the November election. Those details ahead. And terror in London near UK Parliament on the 1-year anniversary of the deadly Brussels attack. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
I knew that I wanted to come to Ohio University from the very first time I visited here.
There's something about the campus that grabs you.
It was really comforting.
Very welcoming.
It's one thing to write down your name and your GPA and that kind of stuff and send it in. It's another thing entirely to be here and see how great it is.
The campus here is just electric.
Absolutely gorgeous. Everything just looked really college-like.
I looked at my mom and I said, this is it. And she said, the tour's just started. I said, no, you don't understand. This is it.
My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open. You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Exactly 1 year after the Brussels terror attack, there was fear and confusion in London today. The British Parliament was put under lockdown after an incident police are considering terror. Scott McLean has the latest.
The MPS has responded to an incident in the area of Parliament Square, and the senior national coordinator has declared this a terrorist incident.
The seat of British power quickly became the scene of chaos today after an incident police are treating as terrorism.
We were just coming across the bridge and then we just heard a bang and then we just saw 3 people in the road.
Witnesses describe a car barreling down the Westminster Bridge, hitting pedestrians.
We saw the car ploughed into a lady. There was bodies, literally.
Must have been about 10 bodies.
10, 12 bodies.
Shot.
The car then crashed into the gates of Parliament, which was packed with lawmakers. It was quickly put under lockdown after a police officer was stabbed outside.
I saw a man force his way through a security gate. He went straight for a police officer, wrestled him to the ground. Then another police officer approached. The attacker got up and walked towards him with his arm outstretched, carrying a weapon.
The attacker was shot by police, who believe the suspect acted alone.
And whilst we currently believe there was only one attacker, I'm sure the public will understand us taking every precaution in locking down and searching the area as thoroughly and exhaustively as possible.
At least 3 people are dead, as well as the assailant, and 20 are injured, according to police. Tourists were trapped on the London Eye as the scene unfolded. Part of London's Underground was closed, and police closed off a large section of central London. I'm Scott McLean reporting.
British Prime Minister Theresa May was inside Parliament today and was taken to an undisclosed location shortly after the attack. May's spokesperson said the Prime Minister's thoughts were with the victims of this appalling incident. The British Parliament is planning to resume business in the House of Commons on Thursday. House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes saying it's possible President Trump's personal communications were picked up through, quote, incidental collection during government surveillance conducted after the November election. The congressman heading to the White House to brief President Trump this afternoon.
What I've read bothers me, and I think it should bother the president himself and his team. Because I think some of it seems to be inappropriate, but like I said, until we get all the information to the committee, it's hard to really say until we see it.
The startling revelation comes on an already chaotic day for the administration as time is running out for the president to sell his health care bill. A choppy day on Wall Street today as investors gear up for Trump's health care vote tomorrow. Here's a look at stocks of local interest. A TV phenomenon has died. We'll tell you about the beloved TV host Chuck Barris. That story's still ahead.
Chilly tonight and then a big warm-up tomorrow. Find out that and then a chance of rain coming up on the 7-day forecast after the break.
Professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open. You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us. Ohio University University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
I knew that I wanted to come to Ohio University from the very first time I visited here.
There's something about the campus that grabs you.
It was really comforting.
Very welcoming.
It's one thing to write down your name and your GPA and that kind of stuff and send it in. It's another thing entirely to be here and see how great it is.
The campus here is just electric.
Absolutely gorgeous. Everything just looked really college-like.
I looked at my mom and I said, "This is it." And she said, "The tour's just started." I said, "No, you don't understand. This is it."
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
Newswatch Weather Center here at Ohio University. I'm forecaster Ethan Emery. Temperatures right now are fairly chilly, around 36 degrees here in Athens, with those winds out of the north at 6 miles per hour, and that dew point at a dry 33 degrees, and that humidity at 34%, and then that pressure is beginning to rise at 30.46 inches. Now, the almanac today does show temperatures were about average for this time of year. The high actually did reach 46 degrees despite how chilly it felt. We're around 50 degrees is our average high, and then the low was dead on to the average. And in those records, 83 degrees set back in 1938. That feels pretty warm, doesn't it? Well, that may be coming in the future. And then the record low was 10 degrees set back about 11 years ago. Now, overnight tonight, I do have temperatures falling down, and meteorologists call this diurnal, which is pretty much means you have clear skies, and then you have those dew points falling, so you have temperatures allowing to fall rapidly. So 31 degrees at 8 o'clock, 23 at midnight, and then by 4 a.m. down to 19 degrees. And then across the region for overnight lows, I have temperatures in the mid-teens, maybe 20 degrees up in Columbus or 21 down in Ironton. I have 19 degrees over in Chillicothe, and then like a few cooler spots like Newark or New Lexington at 16 degrees. And then here in Athens, I have 17 degrees for official low with mostly clear skies. So if you're going out tonight or early tomorrow morning, you want to grab the jacket, and those winds will be fairly light, so it'll allow those temperatures to fall around 17 degrees. Now, all of this is caused due to a high pressure you can see right here, and what's causing all this is those winds and a high pressure flow clockwise, and so this high pressure was pulling those winds out of the north, bringing in those cooler temperatures, but tomorrow that high pressure does move off to the east, which means that clockwise wind flow will go down and up, which will bring in warmer temperatures, which is why tomorrow will be much warmer than what we've had the last couple of days. So tomorrow morning, 18 degrees with mostly sunny skies, which you want to bundle up for. And then by 8 a.m., I have 18 degrees. By noon, warming up to 42 degrees. And then by 4 o'clock, 54 degrees. And then the highs across the region are in the mid to upper 50s. I have 58 degrees down in Ironton. A little cooler at Cambridge at 49. And then here in Athens, I have 55 degrees for an official high with mostly sunny skies. So it'll be a big warm up. The extended forecast does show warm temperatures of 55 degrees tomorrow, 68 degrees on Friday, and then 72 degrees for Saturday. And if you have any weekend plans, I do have a chance of rain late Saturday evening, and then Sunday looks like a washout. So any activities on Sunday, you do probably want to be indoors because it'll be raining most of the day. But then Monday, the temperatures do stay in the 60s, 68 degrees on Monday, and then those 60s do stay on into next week. Now here's Nick with the sports.
Thanks, Ethan. Good evening, everybody. I'm Nick Niehaus, and coming up later, I have previews of the Cleveland Cavaliers on their road matchup and the Columbus Blue Jackets home contest tonight. And the Ohio Bobcats baseball team played host to Morehead State yesterday. I'll have the full recap coming up next on Newswatch. Back to you, Chelsea.
Thanks, Nick. But first, game show creator and host Chuck Barris died at his home on Tuesday. The man most Americans knew as the host of The Gong Show claimed to also be a CIA agent. He'll take the validity of that claim with him. CNN's Richard Roth looks back on the TV maveric's life.
Ladies and gentlemen, and for all you little kiddies at home, it's time to learn something now.
He was responsible for some of the craziest TV moments in the 60s and 70s. Who could forget The Gong Show? Chuck Barris introduced America to The Gong Show in 1976. He had already established himself as an out-of-the-box thinker when it came to television game shows. He was the brains behind programs like The Dating Game.
Gentlemen, welcome to The Dating Game.
The Newlywed Game.
Gentlemen, what is your favorite vegetable?
String beans.
String beans! He said it's green beans! Judge says, okay! Yay!
And a handful of other shows, all of which built on one simple principle.
Spontaneous, no answers, and identification. I mean, we all can identify with dating and newlyweds. I even had a game called How's Your Mother-in-Law?
Barris's early career included working backstage on Dick Clark's famed music show, American Bandstand.
Mr. Chuck Barris!
Over the years, he earned millions of dollars from his comedy and relationship programs, like The Rah-Rah Show and the $1.98 Beauty Show. But even after his TV shows were no longer on the air, Barris never stopped surprising people. His autobiography was called Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, which included a claim he was a CIA assassin.
It's a perfect cover. TV producer by day, CIA operative at night.
The book was made into a movie in 2002 and sparked still more questions about the reality of those very colorful claims.
The most dangerous situation you've ever been in?
I can't tell you.
You have to kill me, is that right?
However, a CIA spokesman said Chuck Barris has never been employed by the CIA, and the allegation that he was a hired assassin for the CIA is absurd. An interview a few years later might be the closest he ever came to admitting some additional creative license when writing his autobiography.
I can't really deny it or confirm it. I wrote the book 20 years ago, and it was at a bad time. All these programs of mine were canceled. I did a movie, it came and went in a weekend. So I holed up in the Wyndham Hotel for about 2 years, wrote this book. It came and went, and that was it.
Chuck Barris would go on to write several other books. His life, fact and fiction, anything but boring.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our last show.
His family says he died of natural causes.
Body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open. You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us. I
knew that I wanted to come to Ohio University from the very first time I visited here.
There's something about the campus that grabs you.
It was really comforting.
Very welcoming.
It's one thing to write down your name and your GPA and that kind of stuff and send it in. It's another thing entirely to be here and see how great it is.
The campus here is just electric.
Absolutely gorgeous. Everything just looked really college-like.
I looked at my mom and I said, this is it. And she said, the tour's just started. I said, no, you don't understand. This is it.
Welcome back. I'm Nick Niehaus. Last night, the Ohio men's baseball team took the field at Bob Wrenn Stadium for the 5th straight time in a matchup against Morehead State. It was an offensive struggle for both teams early on in the game, but the Bobcats were able to get a short lead in the 4th inning thanks to a couple Morehead errors. The Bobcats held on that lead up until Morehead State right fielder Nico Holsizer hit a 2-run home run in the 8th, giving the Eagles the advantage late in the game. Morehead State would eventually hold on to that lead to defeat the Bobcats 3-1. Staying on the baseball diamond, the USA baseball team has advanced to its first ever World Baseball Classic final in history with a 2-1 victory over Japan in the semifinals. USA is set to face off against the runner-up of the last World Baseball Classic, Puerto Rico. Not only is this the first time USA has been in the final, but this will be just the second time they've placed in the top 4 out of 16 teams. The first pitch of the final is scheduled for 9 o'clock tonight at Dodger Stadium. The 2016-2017 AP report named the All-Ohio individual honors for this year's high school basketball season. Vinton County head coach Matt Combs was named one of the Division II Coaches of the Year, while he was joined with his senior point guard Tristan Bartow, who also received second-team honors. Senior guard Griffin Lutz from Athens was named to the second-team All-Ohio as well. For Division III, Alexander's senior Chase Harris was named All-Ohio Honorable Mention, and in Division IV, Trimble guard Tyler Slack and Eastern guard Jeff Facemeyer received special mention from AP. Going from the high school hardwood to the pros, the Cleveland Cavaliers are traveling to Denver, where they will face the Nuggets in an East versus West matchup. The Cavs are looking to maintain their 2-game lead in the Eastern Conference playoff picture over the Boston Celtics, and the Denver Nuggets are fighting for the last spot in the Western Conference playoffs. It won't be easy for the Nuggets, however, as the Cavs will return injured players Kyle Korver and Tristan Thompson, who the fans were worried might not be active. Tip-off for that game is at 9 o'clock. Another team playing tonight that's headed to the playoffs in their respective sport is the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Jackets are facing off against the Toronto Maple Leafs in their second matchup of the season. Columbus, who clinched the playoffs in just their last win, are looking to have a season sweep of Toronto. The Maple Leafs are still trying to make the playoffs and are in 8th place in the Eastern Conference. The game will be held in Columbus at Nationwide Arena, and the puck drops at 7. The Mexican media executive accused of stealing Tom Brady's jersey after Super Bowl 51 has been identified. Journalist Martin Mauricio Ortega was caught on camera leaving the Patriot locker room with Brady's jersey in hand. Ortega was the former director of the tabloid La Prensa. Mexican authorities obtained a search warrant and found the jersey in Ortega's home on March 12th. This jersey wasn't the only missing piece of memorabilia, however, as they found Brady's 2015 Super Bowl jersey and a game-worn helmet from Broncos defensive star Von Miller. I'm Nick Niehaus, and that's it for sports. Back to you, Ethan.
Thank you, Nick. Now, tonight will be pretty cold, down around 17 degrees, but tomorrow, a big warm-up. I have 55 degrees for a high here in Athens with sunny skies. And then Friday, 68 degrees with mostly clear skies, maybe a patch or two of cloud. And then Saturday, big warm-up, 72 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And if you're a meteorology guy like me, meteorology symposium is going on Saturday here in OU from noon to 5 o'clock. And then Sunday, rain all day, 62 degrees. It'll be a washout for any outdoor events. And then on to the work week next week. Temperatures still staying around the 60s, but those chances of rain do continue.
Thanks, Ethan. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Chelsea Sick. Stay tuned for PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at woub.org. Have a great night.